Hey everyone, welcome back to the Ashworth Wealth Weekly Market Update. We're going to spend some more time talking about government policy, I guess is the best way to say it, and the uncertainty that it is currently causing in the markets. Um, the stock market is, of course, just a collection of individuals, businesses, etc., that come together to purchase investments. Um, but it is very interesting to see how they react all together as one um, to news that comes out from our government or from other sources, right? Of course, the big topic right now is tariffs. We've had a massive market sell-off over the past few days because people are really nervous about the trade war or potential trade war caused by the tariffs. Um, all throughout the campaign, in the last year, this was something that was discussed at length as something that was going to happen. Right after the election, of course, we saw a pretty significant spike in the stock market and stock market growth because the market altogether felt like they had a good idea of the direction that this administration was going to go. Well, we have now seen that that's not necessarily the case. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of nervousness out there in the markets right now. And that's showing with a market sell-off that we've had over the past few days. Look, that's tough. None of us like to see that. We are intimately connected to your money as we are responsible for making or for helping you make decisions on with your money. But we're responsible for helping you make decisions that will affect your lifetime, not just the next few weeks or months or even year. The information that we try and work off of is based in long-term investment philosophy. So yes, we're going through a period of uncertainty right now. We're going through a period of market turmoil caused by the tariffs and by the different things that are happening. But in the long run, these things have a way of working themselves out. I've said this several times in this format over the past few weeks. I truly believe that business is smarter than government. And it's because they have to be. They will figure out a way, and when I say they, I mean businesses will figure out a way to get around this and to be profitable in the long run. Will we have to go through a little bit of pain? Yeah, we will. And that's never fun. But keep in mind that we have our portfolios built to take advantage of the pain as well as to take advantage of the times when things are going well. By rebalancing the portfolio, by trying to purchase investments when they're down. There's various things that we can do to take advantage of the ups as well as the downs. And the last thing that I'll say about that little element before I get into the real topic for today is just to remember that volatility is a feature of the stock market. It's a feature, it's built in, it's something that is here and will be here, it's here to stay. So the best thing that we can do is stay invested and make sure that we're doing the things that we need to do to take advantage of the volatility. But amidst all of this, there has been some positive news that has come out, and one of the more positive things that's come out is the March jobs report. The March jobs report showed that non-farm payrolls rose by 228,000, well above expectations of 135. They did revise about 48,000 off of that, just from gains from the prior 2 months, but the labor market feels pretty strong. Um, that being said, it's once again important for us to look at policies and how policies will affect things like the labor market. Um, it's not a secret that the growth rate or birth rate in the United States has been dropping for quite some time. As a consequence of that is that the labor markets are being filled more and more with immigrant foreign-born workers. This chart gives us an idea of the percentage of total employment by sector for foreign-born workers. You'll see that construction has 29% of foreign-born workers who are working here in the United States are working in construction, 23% in professional and business services, 22% in other services, 21% transportation and utilities, and so on, as you can see in the chart. So how are the current administration's policies going to affect that? Well, even though deportations are getting a lot of news right now, deportations are actually basically in line with the previous administration as far as how many are actually happening. So it hasn't really changed a whole lot, which is kind of interesting. That's not really what the news is telling us, but that is what is happening. However, what has dropped dramatically is unauthorized border crossings. That's declined significantly. There are industries like construction, professional business services, that are actually fairly vulnerable to a slowdown in immigration, um, legal or illegal, however you want to look at it. So it is something to pay attention to because as if there's not workers to fill those positions, things can get a little bit difficult from an economic standpoint. Uh, Nothing ever happens in a vacuum. We try really hard not to get into the actual politics of things. We're more looking at the policies that are coming out and how that is going to affect the markets or how we think that that's going to affect the markets. Once again, we're not making short-term decisions based off of that. It's just important for us to understand what's happening, and it's important for our clients and people that we work with to make sure that they understand as much as possible what's out there. Um, Frankly, most of it is noise. These things, once again, they do have a way of working themselves out. Nobody wants a trade war. Um, Hopefully, it will come to the point where there will just be more negotiation. We can obviously get more in depth in these things as we have one-on-one meetings. I think my major takeaway from all of this is, yeah, we're in the midst of a very volatile period right now from a market standpoint. There's a lot of uncertainty as far as what's happening from an administrative standpoint, immigration, trade deficits, tariffs, all of the different things that are happening. However, most of it, once again, is noise, and over time, they do have a way of working themselves out. Downturns in the market, as much as they are difficult to endure, they are healthy, and it does allow us to grow money more effectively in the long run. But of course, that doesn't make it any easier when we're going through it. As always, should you have additional questions about tariffs, about immigration policies, how it's affecting your portfolios, please don't hesitate to reach out. Feel free to pass this information along to anybody that you would like to, that you feel like could benefit from this. And if there's anybody that you would like us to talk to, we're always looking to grow. We're happy to meet with friends, family, anybody that you feel like we could help. We do appreciate our clients. We appreciate everything that you allow us to do for you. And if there's anything more that we can be doing, please let us know. Good luck through all of this. I know that it's a difficult time to look at your portfolios and see what's happening. Um, all of that being said, yeah, we are going through a painful moment, but that's really what it is. It's a moment. And the most important thing is time in the market is the most important part of a portfolio. Not timing the market, not getting in or out at the right time. It's time in the market. The longer that we stay invested, the better chance we have of success. So have a great rest of your week, and we will be in touch soon with another Ashworth Wealth Weekly Market Update. Have a great one.